What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today's video, we got a couple brand new rods in the store here. Actually, we've got most of these are new rods to the store. We decided to extend a couple branches out in the Evergreen line, the Steez line, and the Megabass lineups. So we've got a couple new P5s to go over, got a new Steez, and then of course talking about the Evergreen Super Combat stick, which isn't relatively new, but we decided to get some more in. So let's check them out here. All right, y'all. So kicking it off in the Megabass P5 line, let's go ahead and go from kind of like biggest to or smallest to biggest. So kicking it off, this right here is the Megabass P5 Pop X stick. Again, this is going to be a P5 rod destroyer, and this rod specifically, let's look at some ratings here. We're looking at an F1 6'3". So this is going to be rated for 1/8 ounce to 1 ounce, as well as rated for line from 6 to 14 pounds. Now, this rod right here is extremely limber, very, very soft rod. For a Pop X, you know, even a baby Pop X would work great on this. Any small finesse bait that you have that has treble hooks, you could also almost qualify or quantify this rod in a BFS rod, right? Because this rod does have an extremely, extremely soft tip. Going down very, very moderate blank. It does stiffen up into this last eyelet here just a little bit, but overall going to be a very, very light rod. Very fun rod as well. If you're using extremely light hooks on something like a little finesse jig or something, this might be a good BFS rod option for you. But Pop X stick now in stock on the website. Moving up here, we got a spinning rod. This one is going to be the baby plug-in. So this is a spinning rod here in the P5 lineup. This is going to be an F1.5, 7'2". Now, this is rated for 3/32 to 7/16 with rating from 3 to 6 pound line. 100% going to be an amazing lighter drop shot finesse rod. It does stiffen up about 3 guides up into the backbone, maybe 2 guides, but has a nice soft tip. You know, when comparing ratings from Megabass, if this here is a 1 and this is a 1.5, I don't know about that. I would almost call this a 2 in terms of how fast it is, especially in the midsection. It is a much faster rod overall. You know, I would call this almost a 2 in my opinion. I think the 1.5 doesn't do it enough justice for what it actually is. The rod was designed for basically anything you're popping along, like a Pop X even. Lot of different options in the Megabass lineup as well as every other lineup, basically. You can do a lot with this. Now, I think it has enough power for something like a weightless fluke, something like that. Definitely a good scoping rod. It does have a little shorter handle here. Again, all these P5 rods are going to be extremely sensitive. So if you're looking for a good FFS, like ping and a minnow rig, this is going to be great as well. Again, nice soft tip leading up into a little nice moderate midsection and then a little stiffer backbone here. So in terms of fishing with forward-facing sonar, this is very similar to the rods that I like to have. Nice soft tip, nice moderate bend, and then a good solid backbone in the very back of the rod. Moving here, we got another P5. This is going to be the Blade. Now this rod is a little bit shorter rod. This is going to be an F5 6'8" rod. Now this rod is going to be an amazing, amazing rod. Ultra sensitive, very, very good for moving baits like chatterbaits. If you fish a grass piece, a spinner bait, a high pitcher, something like that, this rod is going to be an F5. So it will have a little more backbone here. If you're familiar with something like the Deimos has a little extra power and a little extra length to it. Now, this rod, where it really excels, it has very small guides going down here, is for extreme target casting, very specific casts going out there with a chatterbait or spinnerbait or something of that nature. You could even throw some like 1/4 ounce swim jigs, I think. Anything with that bigger hook, this rod can absolutely take it. It's going to be a nice fast tip with a very medium heavy backbone all the way through this rod, all the way up to this last eyelet, and then it's, you can't even bend that. But that is the reason this is going to be a rod for a spinnerbait chatterbait, just because you can get a hook in those fish with the last section of this rod here. Again, it's going to be kind of that true medium heavy fast tip there. Again, 6'8", super great at target casting specific cover. Now, you can optionally also throw single hook Texas rigs, nothing too heavy, of course. Something like that, maybe some finesse jigs. This guy right here, we absolutely love the Steez lineup. Now, one of the best-selling Steezes that we have in the shop here in the spinning category is going to be the Steez the 1. It's the 7'6" model. This one here is the Finesse Game Special. This one is a 7'1" medium light. When it comes to good scoping rods, what I was talking about earlier, nice soft tip, a little more power here. This is going to be more similar to the Japanese scoping rods where you can absolutely lay into those fish. Heavier line, beefier line, bigger hooks. Of course, this rod does come with AGS guides. It's going to be a nice, soft-ish tip. You know, it's going to be soft enough. Obviously, if you're pinging a minnow, you can see the fish eat it anyway, but it's going to be ultra-sensitive, right? So this rod does have a nice moderate midsection here with a nice stiff backbone with a little bit of give. Now, again, 7'2", you're going to be moving a lot of line. So, again, this rod is nice and moderate to take all that load from you. So, the Steez lineup, ultra sensitive SVF Complex X with Nano Plus, and I absolutely love how this rod is built. I love the top of this handle on the Steez lineup spinning. They have that little extra cork there, so it is nice and comfortable. And last rod in this little video here we're going to talk about is the Evergreen Super Combat stick. We only have 2 of these available. These rods were designed for a drop shot Nico. Of course, if you're familiar with all the stuff going on in the Elite Series and Bass Pro Tour, you know, forward-facing sonar is a big topic of debate. However, you know, one of the other major players this past year in both tours was a Nico rig and a drop shot. People are going out there and having a much harder time to fish. Not just the pros, myself included. I usually start at a drop shot or a Nico rig most of the time anyway, and it makes it a lot easier to just go out, have fun, and catch fish. I'm not having to worry about keying in like a specific, you know, Texas rig or Carolina rig bait. I can go out with a drop shot Nico rig with 1 or 2 different worms all times of the year, and I can get on fish. Now this rod here, you want to learn about it a little bit, of course, got to talk about that. This is going to be more of a medium rod. I think the guys at iCast talked about it being more like a medium heavy. Has a very nice soft tip. It's going to have a very moderate backbone all the way through the rod. It does feel like that glass composite. If you did buy the Super Combat Stick bait cast version last year, it's going to feel very, very similar. Of course, it's going to feel like that glass composite. Still extremely, extremely light rod. It does use the monocoque grip system with the carbon on here, so it's not using foam or cork or anything like that. This is actually a carbon handle, making it extremely light for something like a glass composite rod. Again, guys, so Super Combat Stick, 7-foot medium, made for drop shots and Nico rigs, as well as you can also feel the blank directly on the handle here, which I think is really cool. Now, does have some red accents. You can get over that. Stick a black reel on that. Highly recommend something like a Tatula MQLT. It's going to make it look super sexy. You can check it all out online at lakeprotackle.com. Now, I will say, got 2 more rods to mention here before we're done. Really quick, we've got the Leviathan swim bait rods, Omegas, and Omega Finesses in stock, as well as the daily rods. Of course, got to have the daily rods in here. They sell extremely well, so make sure you hop on them because they do sell extremely fast. So Omegas, I think we've got every single model, you know, medium heavy, extra heavy, XX heavy, as well as those Omega Finesses. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, of course, leave them down below in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time at Lake Pro Tackle. See you guys.